Welcome to the Bellingham-Whatcom County League of Women Voters interviews of candidates in the August primary for the Whatcom County Council. The League is a nonpartisan organization. We never support or oppose a party or a candidate. My name is Michelle Kopsha, and my guest today is Kyle Christensen, who is running for the council from District 3. We are asking all candidates for this office the same three questions. Each candidate has 2 minutes to answer, and the responses are timed. This video of candidate Christensen's responses will remain on the League website until after the election on August 5th, 2025. Candidate Christensen, thank you very much for agreeing to this interview and for seeking to serve in public office. Your first question is, and you have 2 minutes to respond, what do you consider one of the top problems facing the Whatcom County Council, and what ideas do you have for solving it?
All right. Thank you so much for the question. It's good to be with you today. So I think the biggest thing right now at the Whatcom County Council level is we've been talking about fiscal responsibility and how higher taxes are making it harder for people and businesses to be successful in Whatcom County. So we've seen the budget rising. We've seen even at the state level, we've seen high taxes this year, which trickle down all the way to the Whatcom County level. And we're seeing that in the county that people and businesses are struggling because of this tax burden. And then, of course, just trying to be able to afford that with rising housing costs. And so one of the important things that I've seen is the need to be responsible and transparent when it comes to financial spending and budgeting at the county level, because we're seeing that again and again. We continue to go over budget and have extra millions of dollars every year, which then becomes more of a tax burden on the people and businesses here in Whatcom County. And with the rising costs of everything else, the cost of goods and housing, we're seeing that this is one of the biggest issues that's facing our county right now. So one thing that I would bring is that financial responsibility and transparency to the people of this district to be able to say, where is our money going? How can we turn this around to where it's affordable to live in Whatcom County? Right now, my kids, I want them to be able to live and be a part of Whatcom County, but it's so expensive right now based on the rising costs and housing and things like that. So I think the biggest issue we're facing right now and what voters want to see is what are we doing with the money that we've been giving, and how can we keep that affordable for people so that businesses will continue to invest in our community. So thank you for the question.
Okay, your second question. What programs or services should the county be adding for its residents, and which programs, if any, should be eliminated?
All right. Yeah, thank you for that. So what should be eliminated? I think we need to trim the budget. Right now, we've seen that the Whatcom County budget has continued to rise, and there's a lot of programs, and I'm thinking specifics that really need to be addressed. And one of them is, we've been talking about getting a new jail. The conditions of the current jail have been deteriorating over years, and we've had money set aside for that at the county level. And we need to make that a priority because we need to have a new facility that meets all of the safety and sanitary requirements. And then also for our Whatcom County Sheriff's Office Patrol Division, we also need a new building for that as well. So I think those are two of the biggest needs we have right now. We need to be able to focus on the law enforcement, life safety things, the things they provide. And that's been a need for years. And so I think that needs to be a priority of the council to make that happen. And like I said, there's been money put aside for that over the past few years, but it's never been used. So that needs to be a priority. But then again, going back to what programs need to be cut, I think we need to look at just look at the budget. And there's so many things that we pay for at the county level that I'm just wondering, when was the last time we've actually looked at each program and said, is this the cost benefit of this program? Is it worth the money that we're spending? I think specifically with the homelessness issue, I feel like there should be more money going towards rehabilitation, and then also to help people that are struggling with mental illness and with addictions, whether it be drug or alcohol. And we need to put more money towards those to be able to get people back on their feet, instead of just all these other homeless programs we haven't seen a benefit from.
And this is your final question. Why do you think people are so polarized in their political positions these days? And how would you contribute to a more cooperative working relationship with your fellow council members?
Yeah, so I think an answer to that question is we need to get back to actually talking about the issues. I feel that a lot of times council members will come in with their predetermined personal political views instead of actually talking about the issues. Like, we see this all the time in politics, where people aren't even willing to come to the table and debate an issue or talk about the risk versus benefit. Like, we do that in our personal lives, and in my business. We talk about these things. We say, okay, what's our budget? What are we hoping to accomplish with the money that we have? And then talk about what are the benefits today, what are the benefits tomorrow, and then what are the risks. And I feel like that is where we need to come to the table, and county council members need to come with an open mind and say, what is the best thing for Whatcom County? And I feel like that alone will strike good conversation, where you can reach across the aisle and actually work out some of the issues. But if we all come in and are like, well, I lean left or I lean right, and so I'm just going to vote this way no matter what, we're missing the point. We need to talk about the issues, have good, healthy debate that's respectful, and actually talk about what is this going to do, this decision, this contract, this policy, whatever it might be, and say, what is going to be the benefit for today, tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years from now? And we need to be thinking long term, but you have to be willing to come to the table. And I feel like that is what I would bring is, let's talk about the issues. Let's not just come in and shoot something down. Let's talk about the benefits and the risks, and then we can come to even a compromise sometime. I think that's something that in politics we do a disservice, because we don't sit down and actually debate the issue and actually talk about it. So I think that's the biggest thing that I would do to be collaborative is, let's just have the discussion, and I hope that that's what we can accomplish when I get on.
Okay. Once again, thank you for giving the public this insight into your views and your values. Viewers, please remember to vote by August 5th. Ballots sent by the mail must be postmarked by that date, and anyone who plans on using the U.S. Postal Service, I would encourage you to get your ballot in several days ahead of that date. Ballots placed in the drop box must be submitted by 8 p.m. on that day. For more information, please see votewa.gov, that is votewa.gov. Thanks very much for listening, and don't forget to vote.